everybody. Look who it is. The whole gang is here. The Comic Book Syndicate is back. We are here to review Wolverine and Friend, or whatever the hell this movie's called. What is it called? Deadpool, Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right.
Wolverine and Friend.
Wolverine and Friend.
It's not even a Deadpool movie.
Spoiler alert, it's called Blade et al.
Yes. Okay, guess what? We're gonna spoil away, right? There's no holding back with this review. Okay.
Yeah, why do we get to spoil everything? The internet spoiled everything already anyway.
That's true.
The actors are now all saying their thank yous to Ryan and Hugh and
they brought them out at San Diego Comic-Con last weekend on stage. Ryan Reynolds was like, "Holy crap, guys, it's Wesley Snipes."
Wow, Jennifer Garner's.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner. Weird.
So to be fair, I think the only thing that was spoiled before I saw the movie was like X-23, and I was
in the trailer.
Okay, I that's why I avoided the trailers. But I was like, spoiler, fuck you, blocking people. Meanwhile, it's in the trailer. Oh well.
We're doing spoilers and we're swearing.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's a rated R movie.
I shouldn't be. That's true. Yeah, it goes with the territory. Anyone who's seen this movie should be over 18.
Or not.
By an adult.
Our theater was like, it was like 14 plus. So Hannah went with us.
Oh really?
Oh.
She's 10.
Whatevs.
Wow, there's so much blood. This is amazing. She's like, there's so much blood, but also an NSYNC music video. She was very conflicted.
You know what? Teenage girls, a lot of blood and NSYNC. She was probably like down.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we start, because G.I.Jolie and Bex Luthor have not been with us in so long. G.I.Jolie, why don't you tell us your just initial review of this movie? How did you feel about it?
I felt very good going in. I love most of the I found after the look, I still stutter. Nothing has changed. After the first initial Deadpool movies, I found nothing wrong with them. I thoroughly enjoyed them. They were like last minute, and there wasn't really anything. The laughs outweighed the complaints. And this movie is kind of the same. It's just like, you know what? There was a lot of stuff that happened, like that shouldn't have been in the movie, but I didn't care because it was just like, it was the way I wanted fan service to be handed to me, with like jokes and beheadings. Yeah.
Okay, Bex, tell us your quick review, and then we'll do the random discussion.
Not as good as Deadpool 2, like plot-wise, but that's not the point of this movie. The point is not the plot of this movie, which is funny because it's a movie. But I had a blast. It was so fun to watch it, and I can't wait to like watch it again at home in my pajamas. I think that'll be a good time. Yeah, you know, I was like, oh, how are we gonna handle desecrating the corpse of the Logan movie? By just
desecrating it.
Yeah, to NSYNC. And I was like, oh, okay. I gotcha. I got the vibe. And that was the vibe the whole time. And I mean, the power of friendship won at the end. Come on. This is just a nice send off to the Fox Marvel universe.
If that sticks, it will be, yes. Okay, so Josh, what do you think?
I am already kind of tired of this whole multiverse trend that's going on in not even just superhero movies. I feel like every like franchise is doing this now. So I went into this a little skeptical. But I realized that this is the perfect movie to do it in, because they're giving us fan service, and they're also calling us stupid for loving the fan service so much at the same time. And I think it's definitely the best way to do it, because it's so on the nose, and we are kind of eating it up, seeing all of these people come back. But it is also a joke that they're back, and it's so tongue in cheek that I think it really works. This sort of vibe for the movie. So, I liked it.
Here's the thing. I love Deadpool 1. Deadpool 2, not quite as good, not quite as funny. And I didn't realize it's already been 6 years since Deadpool 2. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I was not, to be honest. I mean, I was happy to hear that Wolverine was coming back, but also not because the character's dead. You know, he had a good ending. But okay, here's the thing. First of all, I don't think Hugh Jackman was actually used to his fullest potential in this film, which I'll talk about more later. The cameos, I'm tired of the multiverse too, but if you're going to do a multiverse movie, this is the way to do it. Bringing back Chris Evans and expecting it to be Cap, but then finding out it's Human Torch was awesome, right? Mm-hmm. Pulling in Elektra, pulling in Blade, like Wesley Snipes.
I couldn't believe it.
Somehow not in on the joke, but funny as fuck. Like, he doesn't realize, dude, like, we're making fun of the fact that you think you're going to play Blade and then reboot. You know what I mean? But it's awesome because he takes himself so seriously, right? And
then, it's like, having Channing Tatum as Gambit is like having Nicolas Cage as Superman be in like the DC universe.
But this is done right.
Except
this is done right. Yeah. And this shows how DC effed it up again, right? They had all these cameos by actors that didn't know they were in the movie because it was all AI and BS. Like, this is like, no, let's get Channing Tatum and have him actually take part in the story, right?
Put him in a real costume.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I didn't hate his like accent at all.
No, I thought it was great.
Yeah, he's great.
I immediately was like, oh, I'm such a sucker for Gambit that I immediately was like, oh, that's an attractive accent, and then they just make fun of it the rest of the time. I was like, oh, I played myself.
He's like been at the Magic Mike School of Steven Spielberg.
I know.
So obviously, he's a fine actor.
Yes, he is. I learned that in Magic Mike 1. That's what won me over. Anyway, like, it's almost like the movie kind of pushed and pulled in different directions, and it's almost like I wanted to start not liking it, but it just kept pulling me back in. And part of that could be because apparently there were a lot of reshoots. So I feel like there were parts of the movie that were pure Ryan Reynolds, like just doing whatever he wanted. But then there were other parts that were maybe Marvel mandated. Like, for example, I'll just give you one scene that I feel like it didn't work. When he's talking to Jon Favreau in the office, and Ryan Reynolds is being really funny and he's being Deadpool, but then it's almost like the scene is like ad-lib, funny, but then that sad Marvel music kicks in. And it's almost like, no, we have to remind you, this is a Marvel movie and we still have to, like, we can't let you be pure Ryan Reynolds funny. We have to make it a little bit serious. And parts like that bugged me that's where the cookie cutter Disney part of it came in. And I think ruined, even though it's still rated R, even though there's still jokes about cocaine, I feel like that dragged it down a little bit and made it less pure than the first two Deadpool movies. And unfortunately, that's why I don't know what's going to happen now, because this movie is so successful. Like, Becca, you said this was a send-off to the Fox movies, but aren't you worried that this is so big now that they're just going to, let's bring back this other character, right? Like, when is this going to stop?
Well, who else can they bring back? They probably asked everybody who could have come back for this one, and the people who agreed came back. So,
well, they already did Beast in Marvels, right?
Yeah, they're going to recast everybody.
Somebody online as well from Marvel apparently confirmed that Beast cameo was in the same universe as Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
So I'm assuming in Secret Wars, they're going to take the X-Men and the Avengers universe and just mash it together. And then whoever they want to keep from Fox, they're going to keep. And then whoever they want to keep from MCU, they're going to keep. So I think they're kind of having, they're having it. They're having everything that they want, right? Like, Deadpool is just crossed $500 million,
right,
already, and it's not been a week of it being out. Right. So it's going to hit $1 billion for sure. Yep. It's been a while since Marvel has hit that $1 billion mark. Like, it's been, I think, since Avengers.
Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man, yeah. But again, that's also Sony.
That's Sony. You're right.
They're only seeing, I'm sure, a fraction of that box office. So they're going to want to, like, take as much of this as they can. And that does worry me a bit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad idea, because clearly with FF, no one has any affection for the previous two versions of FF. So they can do a clean reboot there. But people are still attached to the Fox X-Men actors, so they can use them, like you said, one more time in Secret Wars, squeeze all the juice out, and then they can reboot. Because if you look at the schedule, there's X-Men still nowhere in sight.
Yeah.
They said they haven't even started talking about recasting Wolverine, which is crazy. But yeah, that's going to be like their, what do you call that, ace in the hole down the road, right? So anyway.
And they're also talking about the next phase. They're calling it the mutant phase. Like,
right.
So I think in Secret Wars they're just going to use that as kind of their way to bring that in.
Sure.
And explain it away.
Okay, so let's talk about the story. Does it matter?
No.
I don't know. Okay, let's skip it then. We won't talk about it.
I was gonna say
we could
it doesn't matter at all. Wolverine
Yeah.
and Deadpool had a sex scene in a car. I don't care what the plot is of this movie at all.
I got to give them credit for being creative, because when have you ever seen a fight scene inside a car like that? That was funny and it was smart, right?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
It was
Honda
filmed like a
Odyssey,
sex
no
scene
less.
in a car.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, the old boy tribute fight scene, the one long take, that was nice. Although they did cut away to the blind woman briefly. I wish they didn't do that. I wish it would have been one long take, but fine. But again, it's like we're nitpicking the plot. But the plot's not really the point. The most exciting thing is the cameos, right? What?
Yeah. But even then, I think that the plot is interesting enough. Yeah.
What's that, Jolie?
It's a little bit important. It's the whole reason why we have. It's the whole reason why we have Wolverine back again, because it's not actually like Logan that died. It's just a different Logan. We
Worst
conveniently have the worst one. We conveniently have the TVA, which Loki conveniently set up for us all to like explain away the fact that we can just go grab another one. That was like weird and weak, but I didn't care.
Well,
Because we got this whole montage of like other potential Wolverines.
the thing is, though, now, okay, knowing that they at least made a logical explanation for why they could bring back Wolverine, at the end, shouldn't he have just died? Like, if we know that Hugh Jackman, supposedly this is his last movie, why couldn't they just kill him?
Because it's not
Till
going to
you're
be.
90.
It's not going to be his last one.
That's what I'm
Till
worried
you're
about.
90.
Because now it's going to make $1 billion, and he's going to come back again.
Well, I think that they're not going to be able to afford him at a certain point. So I'm assuming Secret Wars again is
His
going to
last
be
one.
their big hurrah. And
They're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. though.
Do you know how
He's
much
probably
money
costs a lot of money.
that's
I thi-
true.
they're paying the Russo brothers $80 million, and they said they're paying him much more. So more than $100 million. Like, that's outrageous. But
How much
I
do you
guess
think
it's-
Wesley Snipes asked for?
they're
How much
Enough
did you think
to-
he paid his taxes?
paying
on?
him in sandwiches. Anyway,
I don't know. He's looking kind of gaunt for 80, so
he hasn't done much, has he,
Dude,
lately?
he looked dope.
tax evasion, I think. Becky
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah, he was in
already.
jail.
Yeah, I forgot about
Oh, right.
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
pay the IRS for years.
Mm,
And I think that's why Blade ended.
poor guy. Anyway, so here's the thing. Hugh Jackman comes back. I loved his one or two scenes he had with X-23. Like, that was the drama. That was the whatever of the movie. However, a lot of the times in this movie, I felt like Hugh Jackman, they were just figuring out a different way for him to say fuck. And it got old fast. It got old in the trailer. Did you guys not feel that?
No,
No,
Really?
not really. No.
I really felt like they're like, oh, another, but it wasn't even funny or motivated. It just sounded like, okay, say fuck again because it's R. Say fuck again. That's what it felt like to me.
yeah. I mean, I guess for somebody who swears a lot in regular conversation, it sounded like how I swear.
Okay.
Like
okay.
it sounded like how somebody who just is somebody who swears a lot is just speaking.
Sure.
He sounded Australian. It just was very casually like how fuck is just to some people. And I thought it was interesting for that Logan to just not give a shit anymore.
Okay. I guess go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I
Bub
think.
a lot.
Yeah, he did say bub a lot. which I liked as well. I think that they gave him enough heart in the movie to warrant all the fucks that he said. Yeah. He did for this send off that we had in Logan. It's crazy that we were still able to have these like heartfelt moments with this character. Like there was still more like pain to get from Wolverine and Hugh Jackman in particular, without like rebooting it. It is technically a different Wolverine, but it doesn't feel like it. Like we as the audience know that this is the same Wolverine, right? But yeah, I was surprised with like how emotional it was at times and how much they let you be emotional about it. Because a lot of the times in these types of movies, like in Love and Thunder and in Ragnarok, a lot of the times they don't let you have these emotional moments.
Right.
Where like something sad will happen and then they cut it with a joke immediately. And it kind of just like it at times it makes me feel kind of like, I wish we just had a second.
Of course.
To feel this, because this movie is very much like a joke a minute, like it's nonstop. And then we do have these slow moments where we're able to see the pain in Wolverine as he's sitting by the fire and he's drinking and learning why he is dubbed the worst Wolverine in every universe. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind it because again, we have this other side of him that's not just like kind of a joke or crude humor.
So one of the things I want to talk about is I watched this film with a particular former Russian roommate of mine who didn't know any of the references. So every 5 minutes, who is that Channing Tatum? Who is that? Who's this? Why is he destroying Fox logo? I'm like, okay.
Why are you talking during the movie?
Yeah, why are you talking as loud as I am right now during the movie? And every time I'd answer him, I'd be like, because Disney bought Fox. But then he would answer back to me in a full speaking voice. But anyway, it was funny. So
in the full theater, you're like, in 2001.
Yeah,
it was that movie.
So,
back in the 90s,
exactly.
Marvel almost, went bankrupt.
So then just keep going.
I know. Obviously, this movie is more for like long time fans. I don't know. Now Roman he actually flat out said this is not as good as the first two. Is there any, the movie's making $1 billion, so who cares? But is there any audience for this movie outside of hardcore fans, do you think? Or is it strictly like fan service? I
don't think fans care. I don't think like the average moviegoer cares.
No,
whether it's funny, it's gory. We're seeing Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's enough for the average moviegoer, I think. Unfortunately,
so it appeals to both.
So it does appeal to both. It just so happens to be a good multiverse story. It happens to have good jokes about this kind of real world thing with 20th Century Fox dying. So I think it does work on both levels.
So, okay, I gotta admit, when he went to the first bar and saw Hugh Jackman, I thought, oh, he's gonna recruit him. But then he gets off the bar stool and he's 5'1" or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Comic book accurate.
Which is Wolverine. The comic book accurate Wolverine. Now that we're on the topic, would Hugh Jackman or would this character have been as successful in Hollywood if that's how he was portrayed in the movies, do you think?
As the stinky little gremlin that he is in the comics, and not sexy man Hugh Jackman, probably not.
That's the thing. I used to I'm one of those people. I never cared. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't care if he's short because Chris Claremont, God bless him, he's like, oh, if I had my pick of who would play Wolverine, it'd be Bob Hoskins. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Anyway, okay. So George Lucas, what do you think? You got any good ideas for us here? Thanks for the 17 years, but thank God you're not in charge of casting this character, right? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't mind him being a bit short, but I also do realize that in the comics, they're pushed further than reality, right?
Sure.
These are superheroes, but also there is some sort of realism here. So he doesn't need to be 5 foot nothing, but
Right.
if he's shorter than
Everyone around him.
Everybody around him, I think that's also great. It would be kind of cool, but does it break the character? Does it make me not like this version of Wolverine? No.
Well, and the thing is, I love that sequence where we saw all the different Wolverines, like the famous Mark Silvestri cover of him crucified on the X. I love that. I love that they showed Patch. They showed the other version of
Brown
Patch.
suit Wolverine fighting the Hulk.
Oh my
that was
God,
great.
so
He said it
good.
too. He's like, "Oh, John Byrne, brown, yellow suit."
Yeah.
John Byrne Brown Wolverine suit. There was
The one where he's missing the hand.
Wolverine.
Oh, Cavalrine.
Oh, that's right. That's
Henry
right.
Cavill's Wolverine.
And
I love that he does the Mission Impossible reloading his punches, and that takes out the. It's so great. Yeah, that's a fun cameo. I hope that was a backdoor test to see how audiences liked him as Wolverine, because I liked him.
I don't want to see him as Wolverine. He's had his day as Superman. I'm sorry, and he's already been in 5 other franchises. They need an unknown like Hugh Jackman, I think.
Or Chris Evans, like for Captain America.
Yeah. Well,
even though he was the Human Torch.
Don't forget, I never like you're saying it is like I never loved Chris Evans as Captain America. He was okay, but Hugh Jackman, nobody has been able to replace him because he's so perfect, right? So to get Henry Cavill, that's like getting Ben Affleck as Batman. He's passé now, unfortunately.
I liked Batfleck.
Me too.
I fucking hated him.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Robert Pattinson goes against what I just said, but he's much better as Batman, I think.
Robert Pattinson was famous for a bad reason, though.
I know. Well, yeah.
This is his redemption period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every other movie he ever did was his redemption period, but
yeah. But we
forgot about the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. To be honest. You mentioned it, Josh.
Yeah. He had
a whole notebook, bitch.
Yeah, the whole time I'm the annoying asshole in the theater going, "It's Age of Apocalypse Wolverine," and my boyfriend's like, "What are you talking about?" Shh.
Well, the funny thing is when they brought in the brown and orange costume, I guess I'm the only one who was like, "Gee, I wish that's the costume we would have had," because I did not like the yellow at all. I know everyone else is so excited. I didn't care one bit.
I like the brown better.
I like the brown better in comics,
yeah.
but when he put the cowl on it,
the cowl looked good. Yeah, the cowl was on both costumes, but go ahead.
I'm afraid to ask and expose my true knowledge of the X-Men universe, but the blue and yellow suit and the backstory where everyone dies and he goes and drinks instead, is that actually a storyline that he's from, or did they make that up?
They made it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like a universe where that something like that like the
he
mutants
kills the X-Men, does he not? Because he's brainwashed, I believe. And he kills all of the mutants.
That's not Old Man Logan. I don't remember. Is that Old Man Logan?
No, that is Old Man Logan.
Oh, that is Old Man Logan.
Wow. Okay, Jolie, you just exposed us. We just lost all our credentials.
No, Josh and I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard the other two getting it.
I was just trying to remember.
Like a riff off of that.
Mysterio brainwashes Wolverine into thinking he's fighting. I forget, but then
Sentinels or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and he becomes unhypnotized, and all of the X-Men are just corpses.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is,
I don't think it was necessarily that version, but I think they were pulling from that storyline. To kind of create this version of Wolverine for the movie.
Like the stuff in the future, not Cassandra Nova, but the imagery of driving in the car through the desert and all that. That was all Old Man Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. But yeah,
the Honda Odyssey is just as cool as the Spider Buggy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the Fantastic Car?
Yeah. I think I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is like even though it's only been a week, my memory is been polluted with memes, so many memes and like wish lists that I can't remember what was in the actual movie now. You know what I mean?
They're all from Ryan Reynolds' Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going
he just
ham.
keeps posting shit.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey guys, my kid was Kidpool. Isn't that cool?" What?
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's a whole facts list about Welsh Pool. Like,
I'm like, I didn't even notice Welsh Pool. But okay.
There's so many.
I followed the guy who did the dance, did the NSYNC dance on Instagram now. My life has changed.
Okay, so I guess we might as well talk about things we didn't like, because I didn't like the dance.
What?
I'll tell you why. No, because
NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye?
Because I knew it wasn't Ryan Reynolds, and so it was just a professional dancer just doing the dance, and so I just didn't think it was funny. I think it would have been funnier if Ryan Reynolds was badly dancing to that song. Wouldn't that have been better?
No. I don't know. Maybe they did try it and go, no, this is not it.
So then should we not have like stunt actors?
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? I believe that Deadpool, but I believe that Deadpool knows that dance perfectly where he could do it. You know what I mean? I don't believe that Ryan Reynolds could do flips and do all those actions. So when I'm in the movie, I buy that Deadpool is doing that. That's what matters. Yeah.
Deadpool memorized that dance in 1998 and has had that in his back pocket.
He recorded it on VHS and played it back and back and back until he got the steps.
Like the rest of us.
Yes. Like all the moms on TikTok doing it now. Oh my God.
Gross. I'm not on that part of TikTok. Sick.
I'm on the part of Facebook where those moms repost it to Facebook and it's still sad. Right. Yeah.
And then it downgrades to like 1040 or to like 144p. I think, Mike, you're the only one who like actively didn't like parts of this movie.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like out of not just us.
Oh, you mean like the whole world? Probably,
yeah. It's just you.
Because the thing about this movie is that I did actively not like parts, and then I went, whatever. That was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, there were only there's only a few things that I didn't love about this movie, but I also don't necessarily like hate them. I actually didn't like how they executed the army of Deadpools.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't enough of a build-up for that payoff. Like we just see the nice pool once before this, I think, and Dogpool.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about all of these other Deadpool variants, and then they all come through, and then they just like fight them. Like they're just there for a fight sequence, and then that's it. Like there's no real point to the story. It's just like a gag. And we also don't have enough time to like get actual gags with the different Deadpools doing things to make it funny. It was just like, look at all these goofy Deadpools, let's kill them all, and then they just go away for the rest of the movie. So I wish they just did a little bit more with that, maybe, or I don't know.
It might have ended up being too much. Maybe they had filmed more stuff and they were like, you know what would be funny? We show all of these different variants of Deadpool, and then instead of doing anything with them, we just kill them all immediately, and they do nothing. And I'm like, you know what? That is kind of funny. Like Lady Deadpool shows up and you're like, oh, hot Deadpool, and then just immediately dead. Doesn't matter. It's over.
Yeah.
I think
Deadpool, obviously they spent money on the CGI for that one. He just croaks.
Yeah.
Immediately.
It's all good. Yeah.
See, the thing is, I think that every Marvel movie is equally as patchy as this, but they don't have Ryan Reynolds to just charm his way through the movie, so you just don't care. But I think the movie itself is just as problematic as every Marvel film has been in the last, 4 years or so. But I just think it's Ryan Reynolds and his, he's almost ad-libbing his way through the movie. I'm assuming he also scripted a lot of his gags, but
a lot of it was on-set improv too.
Right, he's just riffing through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish the plot was as good as the first one, because the first one was the best. The second one was good too, but this one definitely had the weakest plot. I mean, even like the fight scene in the desert, it did nothing for me when the first time they fight, which was all in the trailer.
Really? But like when Logan like crouches down and runs on all fours, that was dope. I thought that was so cool.
It was okay.
I was like, oh, that's, and then like he like shoots and then his sword like flies into the front of the camera. I thought, and that was cool too.
I'm
exactly what this movie was for.
Yeah.
I would think everything's so neat.
I think the only part of the movie that I still kind of think about and go, did I like that? Did I not like it? Why didn't I like it? No, I liked it. And I'm still fighting with myself about it. Was the inclusion of Cassandra Nova. Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought she was good, but I kind of wish they didn't waste her on this movie. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, that's exactly what I think that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because yes, she's super creepy, and it makes sense why the TVA would just put her in where she is, because of she's crazy, and she's an Omega level. But how did you really just bank on her not wanting to leave? Because that's foolish.
They could have had anyone fill that role, right? And in the Old Man Logan comic, it's actually the Hulk, right? Or the Hulk's kid. I can't remember who it is. Is it the Hulk?
It's Maestro, right?
Yeah, the intelligent
that version.
So then why didn't they just get what's his name to come back?
Eric Bana or
actually. There you go. Not even Mark Ruffalo. Get Eric Bana. Maybe they could though, but that would have been great, right?
Get Edward Norton.
Yeah. Hey, why not?
He's too busy messing around with Timothy Chalamet in the Bob Dylan movie.
Looking forward.
I saw that trailer. I was like, okay, multiverse, come through.
Yeah, let me
Bob
give you
Dylan multiverse.
Here's another quote from the viewing of Deadpool after the trailer for the Bob Dylan film. That movie will be boring. Guess who? I'm like,
He's
it's about
not
Bob
wrong.
Dylan.
You went to see Deadpool and Wolverine with a robot?
With Roman.
Yeah.
Oh.
A Russian.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
The cool thing with the Cassandra Nova thing is they could just bring her back.
I know, but
and even contextually, because isn't in the comic books, isn't she like some weird alien consciousness thing that something like that?
Not really. No, she was. The thing is they gave away her origin, which is really cool, but they gave it away in this movie. So now the shock value is gone. But she was Charles Xavier's twin in the womb. She tried to strangle him and murder him, and I think he killed her. But then her consciousness survived, and they created a new body. Something I can't remember. Yeah,
and then in the comics, I think they state that like she was originally a Shi'ar alien or whatever. That poured its consciousness into the womb of Charles Xavier's mom because of his telekinetic power. Yeah, it's you know how comics do.
That's weird.
They're just trying to shoehorn the Shi'ar Empire in there.
Yes.
Okay. I guess the question is, okay, whether or not you enjoyed every aspect of this movie or not. I guess my thing was that it made me worry. Because every time this movie clocks in another 100 million, which it just made in the time it took us to review it, it makes me worry that, oh no, now we're going to see, because you can already see these people online. Let's have Spider-Man and Deadpool. Let's have Wolverine and Spider-Man. Let's have, and now, I mean,
Wolverine and Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Yeah, now we're going to have the age of team-ups where let's just bring back everybody and just have them in all these team-up movies. And now Becca's like, yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
Cannonball and Spider-Man.
Turner D Century, right? They're gonna bring back everybody.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see more people saying that this is a fantastic conclusion to bringing the cameos back. Be like,
I hope so.
Good. Just stop right now.
I don't think that they're gonna bring these cameos back again. Besides, Wolverine wasn't a cameo, but like, I don't think that Gambit's coming back or Elektra or Blade. Like, that's done. And I think it's a really great wrap up for those characters because I think all of them kind of had this let down, like, low moment for their movies. So to have this redemption, both for the characters and the actors playing them, I think is fantastic. So I would almost be bummed if they brought them back again.
Yeah, because the novelty's dead. But like, if they do Secret Wars, they can still do Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. What's his name? Is Punisher? Whoever. Bring them all back.
The other guy's Punisher.
I don't think Secret Wars is going to be good already. So you might as well just go fucking ham with it. Just bring back everybody. So at least there's fun things happening in this kind of crummy movie. Yeah. So and then get it done and over with. Like, get it all out, Marvel. Bring everybody back. Make a couple $1 billion with these 2 Avengers movies, and then get back to making good movies, please.
Well, okay. Speaking of, we've got 6 minutes to go in this review. I just sold some comics on the weekend. and last weekend, and for incentive, I threw in a free Doctor Doom toy from 1985. Boy, do I regret that.
Was that the Secret Wars Doctor
Yeah,
Doom?
the Secret Wars Doctor gave it away for free, just as incentive. So besides me being a total asswipe, let's talk about the casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. G.I. Jolie, what do you think? What's your feelings?
I actually don't have any feelings about it.
Okay.
Like, truly. Other than it's weird that it's Robert Downey Jr. Like, why?
Is it that they're going to do that plot where Doctor Doom possesses the body of Tony Stark?
I don't even think they're caring. They're like, sign on the dotted line and we'll figure it out later. Like, Josh, what do you think?
So what worries me is that they've announced this at Comic-Con, and they've made it this big thing, which makes me feel like they want to keep him as Doctor Doom. And that very much scares me. If it was like an idea that they had, that it was like a reveal that this person that they've been fighting this whole time has the face of somebody that they love,
that would have been much better.
And it was like a twist, maybe that could work. And maybe I could even put aside the fact that Robert Downey Jr. has been playing this bad guy. But if they're bringing him back genuinely as this villain, I don't know how they're going to make this work. I think it's a very bad decision.
Well, everyone's trying to do like a mind pretzel of, they're going to explain it by this, that, and the other. But, okay, let's just assume it's just Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom.
He does wear a mask.
The problem is that Doctor Doom, like Boba Fett, is never supposed to take his mask off. And he never does. Until Secret Wars for like one issue. But
and then, the last episode of The Mandalorian.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mando's not Boba Fett. Okay.
Yeah, but I got you though. But there's people online that are like, well, maybe they're just gonna have him do the voice, and I'm like, they don't pay a guy $100 million to not show his face. Like and that's the thing, is that now it's gonna be just like Mandalorian. Every 2 episodes, he's gonna take off his mask. So we know it's Pedro Pascal, and it's just I don't know.
Have they announced a director yet?
Yeah, the Russo brothers.
Russo brothers are back.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was like, well, what if they announce a director? It's like M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, that will sink them. That's the thing, is that I think on one hand, Marvel, in a way, this will probably save them. It'll probably make them a lot of money, but it's almost the death knell, because there's definitely going to be a little bit of what's it called? Not flash. What's the word I'm looking for? Not flashback. When something's bad, backlash.
Oh, yeah.
Backlash.
The Flash.
Yeah, the Flash. There's going to be some backlash. And who knows? You know what? We might all be like, it's just like me with Deadpool. I'm the only asshole that cares. It's probably still going to make $2 billion, so who cares, right? But
well, I feel like every post that I see on Twitter, people hate this decision. And every post I see on Facebook is like, yeah, he's back. This is so great. And then somebody will be like, well, how are they going to do this? Well, it's just going to be a multiverse thing. It's like another version. So it's like, when does this end? Like, when is this,
Well, I guess the thing is Josh, to be honest, I just thought, he's going to be Doctor Doom. But the fact that you even said he might not be the permanent Doctor Doom, maybe he'll only be Doctor Doom for the Secret Wars thing. And then they'll just reboot him into the real Doctor Doom. In the Fantastic Four movie, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, Fantastic Four is
a cheaper actor.
Oh, Fantastic Four is first, right?
First. So, like, is he playing Doctor Doom in this movie?
They didn't say he was in that movie.
Right. So maybe
Galactus
they're just fighting Galactus the whole time. I don't know.
Another mistake, but anyway.
And maybe he's not Doctor Doom yet. Maybe he's just. And what was his name in the in the Fan Force?
Victor Von Doom.
No. Victor Dumashev.
Yeah, Dumashev. Yeah. Well, I think Fantastic Four is also going to be set in another universe. They've already said. Yes. It's not even part of this thing, so they could have him be the Doctor Doom of that universe, and then bring him over in Secret Wars somehow, and have this big battle. And like, I also don't know, is Captain America and Spider-Man gonna look at him and go, "Oh, that's Iron Man. That's Tony Stark."
Right.
Or are they gonna not even realize and say that this is Doctor Doom? We're gonna fight him. Like,
okay, here's the other thing too. Now we do understand there's other actors that could play Doctor Doom. I was under the impression they were building towards Cillian Murphy. He just came off of the same movie that Robert Downey Jr. did. Wouldn't have he been perfect, even though they couldn't show his face? But he would have been perfect as Doctor Doom, don't you think?
He still could be Doctor Doom.
Maybe he will.
They could do whatever they want. I don't.
That's the problem. They can do whatever they want, but there's no consequences because they can just have a multiverse, have time travel. I don't know.
They should just get a voice actor to play Doctor Doom and have somebody that has the body to be in the costume and do the Darth Vader route. And just give him a different voice, and it's not about who this famous person is that's pulling the strings. It should just be this menacing villain. That's what I would like from Doctor Doom, because they've also talked about how Fantastic Four is not an origin story.
Right.
They've already been the Fantastic Four for a little while. So why do we need to see Doctor Doom without his mask on really at all?
We don't, but
you know,
$100 million, so they're going to show it. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's not going to wear a mask, or he's going to have an Iron Man mask on. You know what I mean? Like it's going to flop up and down.
Yeah.
Every time he wants to deliver an evil line. Yeah.
An evil line. Okay, so here's the thing. We got to wrap this sucker up. G.I.Jolie, do you have any final feelings about this film or the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Do you care?
I'm not. I care. I guess I care when it happens to me at this point, because I just feel like I don't have any time. Like I haven't watched any of the new seasons of like the television shows and the Disney Plus streaming universe. So I don't know. I think I'm like, I just don't have a lot of time to begin with. So I can't devote a lot of it to giving a shit anymore. But like, if it crosses my path and I have to review it, I can give a shit.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and I mean, I was really looking forward to this movie. I seriously was just like, no, I like Deadpool, I like Wolverine. There was nothing else shaping my opinion other than the fact that I enjoy the two characters, and I also like Hugh Jackman and like Ryan Reynolds. That's really it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's also why this is going to backfire for Marvel, because we liked this movie and we went to go see this movie because it was Deadpool and Wolverine, these two characters that we really liked, played by two people that are really passionate about being these characters. And then it's also partially written by somebody who knows this character very well. Like it feels like a passion project as much as it feels like a funny, goofy Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they can capture this magic with any character.
Right.
So,
and I think they would honestly be foolish to try. Like, yes, sure, it made a lot of money, but just don't do it. You already beat a dead horse. You're already thinning out Star Wars. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. Okay, Bex Luthor, what do you think? You're never worried, right?
Yeah, I get to see more movies, guys. They keep making movies. Did you know that? With things that I know. With these guys. I love these guys. Put them in all the movies. I'll watch them. I'll give you money.
We're gonna have Ghost Rider and Storm is the next crossover, and it's gonna be Nicolas Cage and Halle Berry back.
Hope so.
In a buddy cop movie.
I'm so excited. No, I love this movie. I came out of this movie and I'm like, wow, Deadpool and Wolverine really act like they've been together forever. Mm-hmm. Like that's exactly how they act in the comics. That's exactly how I wanted them to be together. It's just constantly fighting and bickering like the old married couple that they are.
Mm-hmm.
It was very it was very fan servicey, and I'm a fangirl, so I can't. I had a good time. It was so fun. I just want to go to a superhero movie and have a good time. I'm not looking to cry. I'm not looking to have some feelings. I want to see two men wrestle in a car. And then their shirts explode off.
Two men with the same face fight over the ugliest dog on earth. but the most adorable.
Yeah. Okay.
Was
Then
there an Peggy?
I will say.
Peggy!
Okay. Then my final words. I will say I am waiting for Marvel's Andor. Give me your Andor, Marvel. That's what I want. No more fan service. Okay. Give me Andor. Anyway, that's it. Josh, where can people find our other episodes?
You can find all of our stuff over on our website at thecomicbooksyndicate.com. You can also find all of the video format versions of our podcast on our YouTube channel. So give us a comment, leave us a like, let us know what you guys think about the stuff we're talking about, and we'll see you next time.
That's right. See you later. Woo. All right.